Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel for this special top story on a Saturday from the New York Post. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer feeds Doritos to left-wing influencers in deeply bizarre communion video. Deeply disturbing and incredibly cringe-worthy. And here it is, so brace yourself. So there's the influencer acting like she's in ecstasy, and Gretchen Whitmer acting like all of us, looking at this like what in the world is going on, as though she weren't even the participant, as though she were watching from the outside. It's absolutely extraordinary. We'll get into the details as to why I'm covering this specifically, because I think Gretchen Whitmer is yet an example of an asset of the establishment. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer raised eyebrows Thursday over a bizarre video in which she fed Doritos into the mouth of a liberal podcaster, which some said was a stunt that imitated the Catholic sacrament of Holy Communion. In the short clip posted on podcast Liz Plank's Instagram account, the lefty influencer was seen on her knees opening her mouth for Whitmer to place the Doritos on her tongue. Now, this is a governor. This is a governor of a state of Michigan. And it's curious because there in Dearborn, as many of you may know, in areas of Michigan, there's a very large contingency of a Muslim community, of those who practice Islam. And I'm not saying that to be insulting or sarcastic or derisive. I'm just simply saying it's well known for that. So I can only imagine what would happen if Whitmer decided to do something along the lines of, Islam. But I won't go into the details because, of course, as we have covered here, excuse me, guys, at one point, and it's very, very extensive, and Whitmer has been the center of a lot of this, of course, because here on the BuzWeaver channel, we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the tumult, we take the confusion, and we break it down into very simple terms, as simple as we can, from information that's out there that we can read. And it's interesting how quiet a lot of this information has been kept, because Gretchen Whitmer was part of a kidnapping plot that I would argue was part of an FBI foiled plot. Not a plot that was foiled, but a plot by the FBI that was foiled. And we see here from The Intercept, the FBI's double agent, the informant at the heart of the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot, was a liability. So federal agents shut him down. No, what they did was they facilitated him. They enabled him to do things, and they were going to use guilt by association while he was doing these things to facilitate a plot they were planning. Of course, I'm being a bit hyperbolic about it, but if you, and I want you guys to go and back and look at these. This is from The Intercept. You guys can pause the video, look up the information, look it up. And it's extensive. A month before the 2020 presidential election, the Justice Department announced that the FBI had foiled a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, whose pandemic lockdown measure drew harsh criticism from President Donald Trump and his supporters. Well, the lockdown didn't affect Gretchen Whitmer and her family, as you guys know. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make guilt by association with Donald Trump, and the FBI facilitated this informant and allowed him to do things that he should not have been able to do. And of course, you guys all know about the people known by the FBI on the FBI radar, involving the situations at the various schools, right? These individuals were always on the radar. But long story, incredibly long story, complex story that I suggest you guys check out. Here's one from PBS News. 3 men found not guilty of supporting plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Whitmer. Exactly. Because as I said here, it fell apart for the FBI. It was a foil. They tried to enable someone to do something, and then other individuals that they tried to associate with and bring in decided they didn't want to be part of it. A jury acquitted 3 men Friday in the last trial connected to a plan to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. It was a plot, a scheme that was portrayed as an example of homegrown terrorism on the eve of the 2020 of the presidential election. No, it was facilitated and enabled by the FBI. They're not going to write it this way. They're not going to admit it. They're not going to come out and say it, because it is part of what we have been seeing consistently under this current administration that is run by the establishment uniparty. I know I said it, but it's clear at this point, guys. If you look back at any of the material, if you read any of these articles, if you look at any of the subjects that we covered here on the BuzWeaver channel, you can easily conclude this. Now, of course, there's finer details. There's more nuance. There's more explanations. There's more back and forth, but ultimately it's just so cringeworthy what she's doing. And here's another video that she did too. See if you guys recognize where this comes from.
It is growing by the minute as people fall in love with this special place. So keep Detroit out of your mouth, Donald Trump. In the words of Aretha, show Detroiters a little respect.
Now, I don't know about the Aretha part, but it sounds like she was trying to borrow from Will Smith's Chris Rock slap incident there at the Academy. And so we see here, and I would argue that Kamala Harris is underwater, and they know it. They're desperate, and they're trying to get as much viral activity out there. They're trying to get that youth vote. So she's been on podcasts, and she's doing the nightly, the night show, the comedy night show. She's doing everything she can, and it's all falling apart for her because people are saying that she is vacuous and she is empty. And if you ever look at Kamala's face in these situations, it seems as though she's looking for some sort of help, like a teleprompter or a focus group to help her out. But this also leads us back to Ryan Roth, because if the FBI was willing to go through with what they were trying to do there with Gretchen Whitmer, imagine what was going on with Ryan Roth. And here's what makes it so interesting is, I think I had it here somewhere. Give me a minute because, it's in a different article. But yeah, so the point being here is that what do we know about Ryan Roth? Now, we know so far that obviously he was arrested and that Ron DeSantis is not allowing the FBI to get involved with it, which is very interesting, which is a very interesting and telling sign. But here's what's fascinating. Here's what slows it down. Investigators reportedly have more than 100 outstanding subpoena returns in connection with the investigation, the filing states. And they estimate they have thousands of videos to review from the large volume of electronic devices seized thus far. Look at this. All videos, still images, text files, and audio files contribute approximately 4,000 terabytes, 4 million gigabytes of digital review to complete. What in the world was this guy doing? Who was he talking to have that much information? What video, what files, what images are all here to accumulate that much? That is massive, man. You would need a freaking data bank. You would need servers. You would need a hub to keep all that data. That's absolutely extraordinary. But it's amazing, isn't it? Where we have come as a country, where we have come as a nation in these last 4 years. It's absolutely extraordinary. And as we say here on the BuzWeaver channel, it's absolutely amazing what was going to happen here in 2024. Just think about what's happened in the last 4 years, but think of all the things we've covered here in just 2024. It's absolutely extraordinary. But this video of Gretchen Whitmer is absolutely agonizing and cringeworthy. And even the one where she's doing that from Detroit, that was from October the 12th. So this was just another one that they just put out to go viral, I guess, to try to, get the kids involved, get the kids engaged. But it's absolutely extraordinary. I welcome your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section. Are we not seeing a lot of the things that we have been talking about here on the BuzWeaver channel play out? And I'm very concerned for Donald Trump's safety. We still have a few more weeks to go. Not very many. But they are very desperate, and it's very visible that we can see that with who they're trying to reach out to do things. And this Gretchen Whitmer stunt here is absolutely cringeworthy and ridiculous. But nonetheless, guys, I want to thank you all across New Tech, as well as everyone here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. Of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. So I welcome you guys to join me there, of course. And if you are interested in a VPN, I have those available. I love Trust Zone. It's down there for your guys, so you guys can check it out. And of course, if you order frequently from Amazon or an Amazon Prime member, of course, those links down below help out the channel. But of course, your likes, your shares, and your comments obviously are very welcome and very appreciated for all of you guys who continually help out the channel. So thank you so very much. And appearing there on the screen for those of you watching on YouTube, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.